When you do a budget, you make projections. You have to work out all of those corollaries and assumptions that you think should be functioning in comparison to that of the past, so that you'll be able to generate the revenue. And so we were able to review the first quarter, and year to date at the time we were looking at the review, we went through it and we realized there was a deficit. The first quarter, a deficit pretty close to 17 or 18 million, a shortfall, and then year-to-date reports brought it back to 6 million. So we are happy that it reduced a little bit, but we are worried that if we do not carry on these processes to check how revenue is performing, we could end up with a shortfall at the end of the year. So this is the first quarter and year-to-date that we've done. We'll also pursue the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. And I've also made a presentation on how the committee is going to proceed to work in collaboration with the line ministries, the SOEs, so that we can realize the revenue that we projected. If not, development will be a problem in this country.
Honorable Jury, talking about there was a deficit, I just want to know about some of the leakages that were identified as a result of the performance reports, and just a bit to that, every Liberian envisions to have a country where we have $1 billion budget. That falls under your jurisdiction as chair on Waste, Means and Finance, working with the ARA, to move from maybe 800 to $1 billion. Do you see that? Is that foreseeable?
That is the intention, that is the wish, that is the desire of all of us, to see Liberia's budget grow to $1 billion. In order to do this, apart from checking on how we raise the money for projected into the 2025 budget, we have to look into other areas that are considered leakages. When we say leakages, revenue leakages, those are potential areas that we know that we can raise money for, but we have not captured. And so around the table, we discuss some of these leakages, and we think from what we are discussing, if we put in the measures that we think we can work together with the executive and the LRA and the agencies, including the SOEs, we can make a stride. Definitely, I'm sure we will do it. One of the leakages I would mention is about income tax. There are other, every employee in Liberia should pay income tax. But we realized during the hearing, during the discussions, we had a triangulation of the discussion, because we have LRA, authentic agency at the table, Ministry of Finance, an authentic agency at the hearings, and the committee. So when we receive the reports from these agencies, we triangulate them, we discuss them, and then we try to find, where possible, our sources that are not being identified and where monies are leaking. When it's leaking, it's like money going away. We are not capturing it. So we try to take a big spectrum over the entire economy, and we recognize some of these leakages. And so we're going to bring them. So those that are not paying income tax, we start paying income tax. There are other agencies that are raising money internally, but these monies are not being captured. So if you spend the money, it's no problem, because the law says you will spend certain percentage of the money. But we should capture the money so that we know how we build up our budget to the $1 billion budget. But if you just spend the money and it's not captured, it's money spent for the entity. We assume that you are doing good jobs in your entity, but it's not captured within the budget. And so we have to look at all of these areas.
So in another word, you're trying to say the committee is going to tighten its oversight to ensuring that
we've already started the oversight, the revenue performance alone. We're starting the expenditure performance by Monday.
Okay.
With that, we scrutinize the reports of the first quarter from the different agencies, so that we can give the prudent advice on how spending will go. Listen, if you spend wisely, or if you cut back on spendings, you save money. That is directly going to be interpreted into savings. And once you save, you increase your budget. So these are some of the things that we are talking around.
So what front are you going?
When you do a budget, you make projections. You have to work out all of those corollaries and assumptions that you think should be functioning in comparison to that of the past, so that you'll be able to generate the revenue. And so we were able to review the first quarter, and year to date at the time we were looking at the review, we went through it and we realized there was a deficit. The first quarter, a deficit pretty close to 17 or 18 million, a shortfall. And then year-to-date reports brought it back to 6 million. So we are happy that it reduced a little bit, but we are worried that if we do not carry on these processes to check how revenue is performing, we could end up with a shortfall at the end of the year. So this is the first quarter and year-to-date that we've done. We'll also pursue the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. And I've also made a presentation on how the committee is going to proceed to work in collaboration with the line ministries, the SOEs, so that we can realize the revenue that we projected. If not, development will be a problem in this country.
Honorable jury, talking about there was a deficit, I just want to know about some of the leakages that were identified as a result of the performance reports, and just a bit to that, every Liberian envisions to have a country where we have $1 billion budget. That falls under your jurisdiction as chair on Waste, Means and Finance, working with the ARA, to move from maybe 800 to $1 billion. Do you see that? Is that foreseeable?
That is the intention, that is the wish, that is the desire of all of us, to see Liberia's budget grow to $1 billion. In order to do this, apart from checking on how we raise the money for projected into the 2025 budget, we have to look into other areas that are considered leakages. When we say leakages, revenue leakages, those are potential areas that we know that we can raise money for, but we have not captured. And so around the table, we discuss some of these leakages, and we think from what we are discussing, if we put in the measures that we think we can work together with the executive and the LRA and the agencies, including the SOEs, we can make a stride. Definitely, I'm sure we're going to do it. One of the leakages that we mentioned is about income tax. There are other, every employee in Liberia should pay income tax. But we realized during the hearing, during the discussions, we had a triangulation of the discussion, because we have LRA, authentic agency at the table, Ministry of Finance, an authentic agency at the...
They have the surrounding counties that live in a particular place, and we afford them the status for all of them to have that experience. Who the young people that are coming out want to get education, they'll be happy to go to that university.
What has been the driving force for the elevation of the Bon Community College to now a university status?
Well, at the county level, especially central region, we see a lot of youth who are determined to improve their academic standard. They have really been behind all of us, the leader, to provide the education to different country. And so I travel to Monrovia. So when they come from school, they want to go to university. They don't even have the money, the economic power to come and live on Monrovia to go to University of Liberia. And everybody running to one University of Liberia. Some people running, they don't have even cash to go to Covington. So it's difficult. So we create an avenue for the better more seller children to enter that particular area to get some level of university status.
What has been the reaction back home since you submitted this bill to the legislature? I mean, the people of Bon County.
Well, I have gotten no more calls. To me, I got a few calls from America. It says in here they are in high spirit, and they are urging the Senate to do due diligence. So they will hear it loud from those who get in power, who surrender their sovereignty to them through the election.
I want to know how equipped is the PTOTC now you are pushing for it to be to a full-fledged university? How equipped is it to provide education to the people of Bon County?
They got a lot of sons of Bon County that prepare. The doctor degree holders that are in that place today, my brother, they are doing myself. I'm wondering where they come from. So when I interact with them, all of them are in high spirit. They want to teach, they want to go back home to teach. We have a university there, so they have professors there that even go and offer often at that level too. So it's like every year, most of the university, the colleges are here, every professor go there and offer, their service.
You talk about
So,
to a point. You talk about due diligence from the Senate. What could be that specific message you want to send to the Senate, especially in terms of expediting the
When the
passage?
citizen are yearning for that, when the youth are going for that, when they are asking you for that, and they are surrounded and submitted through that vote to you, you do due diligence with them and offer them that.
so I would like to know, you're not been saying from the in-profile newspaper. What does the bill really means to the people of Bon County?
It's not only for the poor of Bon County, it means well for all Liberians who find themselves in the central region, because they will be able to get a university experience or go to school. I mean, the young people, they're all willing. The people, they after the 14 years of conflict, a lot of people were disappointed. To improve their academic standard, they have really been behind all of us, the leader, to provide the education to different country, and some have traveled in Monrovia. So they come from school, they want to go to university. They don't even have the money, the economic power to come and live in Monrovia to go to University of Liberia. And everybody running to one University of Liberia. Some people running, they don't have even cash to go to Toronto. So it's difficult. So we create an avenue for the better more seller children to enter that particular area to get some level of university status.
What has been the reaction back home since you submitted this bill to the legislature? I mean, the people of Bon County.
Well, I have gotten no more calls. To me, I got a few calls from America. It says in here they are in high spirit, and they are urging the Senate to do due diligence. So they will hear it loud from those who get the power, who surrender their sovereignty to them through the election.
I want to know how equipped is the PTOTC now you are pushing for it to be to a full-fledged university? How equipped is it to provide education to the people of Bon County?
There are a lot of sons of Bon County that prepare. The doctor degree holders that are in that place today, my brother, they are doing them. I say, I'm wondering where they come from. So when I interact with them, all of them are in high spirit, want to teach, want to go back home to teach. We have a university there, so they have professors there that even go and offer time at that level too. So it's like every year, most of the university, the colleges are here, every professor go there and offer their service.
You talk about
So,
to a point. You talk about due diligence from the Senate. What could be that specific message you want to send to the Senate, especially in terms of expediting the passage?
When the citizen are yearning for that, when the youth are going for that, when they are asking you for that, and they are surrounded and submitted through that vote to you, you do due diligence with them and offer them that.
So I would like to know, you're not been saying from the in-profile newspaper. What does the bill really means to the people of Bon County?
It's not only for the poor.
Stop. That's all right. You've been nominated as a superintendent.
Okay, so he's saying Pride is on Tony's Gate. He's one of the distractors on the convoy, and we're still following the things happening. This is to the Liberia TV, Liberia Excellent News Media. Radio. So capturing the superintendent, the nominated superintendent of Mangibi County, O.J. Morris. Especially the motorcyclists are here in their numbers. O.J. Morris works with the motorcyclists union before. That's the reason why motorcyclists are here blowing the horn.
O.J. Morris has been celebrated by his people. The celebration is very loose.
With the cap. So, the commander of the Liberian National Police, Commander Patrick Komazu, just came to welcome the superintendent. So there's the commander of the Liberian National Police in Mangibi County. So there's O.J. Morris. So there's Kakata City and So the street of Kakatai is jam-packed.
Call for petition. Call for standing committee report.
Yes, sir. First quarter 2025 revenue performance report. 2025 national budget. First quarter. From the House's Committee on Waste, Means, Finance and Development Planning. Summary.
Our people, please approach the chair.
Executive summary. This report encapsulates the findings and recommendations for the first quarter revenue performance hearing of the fiscal year 2025 budget. It aims to provide a thorough yet accessible account of the financial health of revenue streams, identifying growth trends and challenges.
Good afternoon and good evening to you folks, wherever you are. Let me say welcome to our broadcast, wherever you are watching this live feed. This is Hot FM 107.9 and we are coming to you as usual on a Tuesday like this from the chamber of the House of Representatives, where ongoing is the 16th sitting of the second session, second quarter of this House. So today presiding the Speaker, Honorable Richard Namakun, is then called by his Deputy Thomas P. Fala. And so currently is a committee report in relation to the revenues, the performance report, and that report is done by the House's Committee on Waste and Finance.
And any relevant trends or anomalies observed in a generation of revenue for the first on the collectibles and additional explanation, ensuring transparency and accountability. Each institution was given sufficient time to defend their reports. Finally, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning reported a projected revenue of US $201.66 million, but achieved US $183.81 million as actual domestic revenue collection, representing 91.1% of the projected amount for the first quarter of the fiscal year 2025. The ministry pointed out an underperformance of 17.85 million or 8.9% due to delay in tax revenue and non-tax revenue collections. The ministry informed the committee that taxes on international trade performed very well in first quarter, reporting US $52.30 million as actual collection against a forecast of US $53.28 million. The Liberia Revenue Authority reported US $336 million, that US $336 million was collected. This number reflects year-to-date, May 31, 2025 revenue performance against a year-to-date projection of US $334 million, indicating US $6.8 million shortfall. The Bureau of State Enterprise reported that out of 20 entities, only 11 reported with 4 entities meeting the reported timeline. The committee was informed that PSE was also engaged additional 7 entities to increase the coverage
Our Beleke, Councilor Michael Thomas,
of 27 The fiscal year 2025 projected revenue for Natl East stood at US $336.3 million.
As well as our YouTube channel, you can follow us on all of the media outlets, and you will have the information at your doorsteps, at your offices, your homes, your sick bed, your business center, whatever, in your vehicles as well. But it's good to be back here this morning. There are a lot of things to talk about. Liberians, I want you to sit, relax, and follow the conversation this morning. At the appropriate times, when the lines are activated, you will certainly weigh in. But this is where we walk the walk and talk the talk. And as usual, help to shift the paradigm of our democracy. What a fear, what a favor. We speak on dilute the truth to power on this platform. The very hard truth without apologies, because we do not use the three-letter words. Your views and opinions are respected, but what supersedes facts. At the end of the day, I'm Weekie Brooks, Ambassador Violence. Our Nicholas Baker is the man, behind the camera. I thought to play you these audios. There are accusation and counter-accusation, fingers pointing to this direction, to that direction, on the issue of the COVID-19 funding that was intended to assist vulnerable people with food, in assistance. Some of the folks who could not make it because, we had a lockdown. Government was to some level paralyzed. The folks who were asked to stay home, work from home, restriction of gatherings, giving nuggets, people, the streets, and all of these things. And that was under the former regime of former President George Weah and President Joseph Walker IX, who sits at the summit of power in Liberia. His government and that of the previous government being in war of words, that the balance of the funds that was intended to assist folks during the COVID-19 been misused or redirected, and all of these things being said. And there are folks who have said, asking that they did not see the things, the rights, the oil, and all of these things. Reports from the Ministry of Finance under this regime are claiming the redirection of the funds of the balance fund to assist people who were vulnerable at the time of COVID-19. That policy was initiated by the previous government to redirect the funds. And sources at the Ministry of Finance are now saying that was something they met, and that was done under the previous government. And you hear Minister Toy, former Minister Toy from the Finance Ministry, that fingers being directly pointed at, that it was on his watch such policy came into being. And now he's saying the FFP must be investigated, but they have not been able to respond, comment on the matter so far, and they will respond to that. But we look at the two governments, the previous government and the current government, with accusation and counter-accusation as it relates to what's unfolded. I want you to listen to the former Minister of Finance a couple of days when he addressed the press at the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change in Comforter, and wanting to play his name and giving and I will give you part of the information gathered from the Ministry of Finance as it relates to what's happening. And let's get to know where are we getting, because we see since after the Civil War in our country, it has just been blame games, accusation, counter-accusation, finger pointing, all of these things, and we are not solving the matter. You hear people say, I inherited this, but sometimes you hear people say, no, we have come to fix it, or when we get there, we get it fixed. But when some of these things come to the public glare, we are told that they inherited it. What are we still following footsteps that yesterday we condemned was wrong? And when it comes to the public glare, then we say, we did not initiate the process. We inherited this, it was a policy from the previous government. And this is something that we need to look at and look into it deeply and talk about it without fear, without favor. So listen to the former Minister of Finance this morning.
The other tragedy about this is that the World Food Program hears this gossip. People in the Ministry of Finance know that the minister is writing letters using the money currently. They sit on school and hear all this garbage, and nobody has the audacity to say, hey, stop this. Minister Gafford approved this money just this March. Why are you talking about sanitary and this money? That's why I said, what kind of society we live in today? When people in our political parties, in our churches, in our media institutions, in our government know the honest truth. When the people who are writing a letter for Minister Gafford know, and they're not able to call school and say, you are lying, I just drafted a letter for this money. It's not sanitary. Why do we do this? So that's the conversation we're going to have today with the media people. And particularly you media people. What is your standard for verifying information? It's an honest conversation. President, we have signed the Table Mountain Law, no, it's not Table Mountain, the Abla Kamara, that give you guys the right to say many things, but there is a limit to which you can libel somebody. So Mr. Sprinkle Waterspoon will have to tell us in court who told him that I told 30 million, and which government is coming to arrest him for 30 million, for which he has now made. And to me now, to everything, and maybe they go 22 million Liberians down here for 30 million, and my name is in there. So it is only the vindication through court. I will compare Mr. Wilson to say something and repent so that the public knows that the journalists or the commentators on social media have a responsibility to truth in our democracy. We want to fight corruption, we want to transform the country, but we should do so honestly. We cannot destroy other people in our classes. Alright? The falsification that goes on school has to be challenged. Just the other night, the man played my Amuto Ken song. Oh, Amuto Ken, oh. He's playing the Amuto Ken song and saying that song was because of President Weah's visit to President Biden. Oh, I sang that song when Liberia passed the MCC scorecard. That's why I sang that song. I said, we qualified. The 500 million that should have come to this country, I was celebrating for my country. That this government was inheriting. That eventually it may happen 4 or 5 years from now. It was that song. So when you hear that song in the public, school plays it, link it with the 500 million that will come at some point in the future. That's the celebration I was doing. We mischaracterized that and put it in the form of. So it's a propaganda outfit. It's unfair. They do valuable work. Many of the panelists, I have friends on the show, I think they will morally do the public right if they have to objectively raise the standard of their truth telling. If they're not sure about something, then they need to verify before bringing it out. So when we go to court, my lawyers have told me, I think my case will meet the strongest test of libel. So we're going to fight that legal battle with Mr. Weatherspoon. It's not this, I'm not attacking the spoon now, I'm attacking Mr. Weatherspoon. He has an agenda personally for 4 years, consistently impeding my reputation in the public when he has no basis for the process. Thank you. I'll take your questions.
So at this time, Congress, the questions and answers people will be very, very, very ready. Call your names of the institutions that you're representing, call your name as well, and then go straight to what has been read and said here. Anything outside of that? Yeah, the first question here. Yeah, please, you are only asked, you are allowed to ask a question, just a question. Because of time, the number of people here will
Yeah?
Yes, bro.
I'm Obadiah Johnson, I report for Front Page Africa newspaper. Good afternoon, Mr. Tuan. You served as Liberia's finance minister at the time the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank respectfully contributed the amount of 25 million United States dollars and 5 million each to Liberia and its citizens for COVID-19 stimulus package. don't you think it's prudent enough that you submit yourself to any pending investigation, since in fact you actually headed the country's finance ministry at the time? And what do you think your name is actually linked or implicated in What do you think? Do you think it's prudent that you submit instead of crying over this time? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Honorable my name is Matthias Labini. I'm from Sky Communications, Liberia. Mr. Twer, thank you for your presentation. Do you trust the court system in Liberia, the judicial system in Liberia, under the workers' administration, which you are going to use to vindicate yourself? In which court are you going to file a lawsuit against Stanton Witherspoon in Liberia or in the US, since it's not residing in Liberia?
Next question.
So thank you. My name is Hagar Gonda and I report for Freedom FM. Honorable Minister, former Minister, I should say, I'm interested in knowing that all of what you've said and considering the efforts of the government in going after some past government officials. Why you think all of these things are happening? Because there are speculations in the public that the government is apparently not seeing a way through, and as such, they want to play some tactics by bringing on, coming on some former officials
of finance somewhere to a couple of days dressing the media at the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change in Congatar that he's been accused of corruption or hindering the COVID-19 fund intended to assist disabled or vulnerable people when the country was locked down through the World Food Program, one that was to kill that he did not eat a damn, not did the government under the previous president, President George Weah, did the same. But Liberians are being concerned about this matter because, you know, come to think about this, and we're going to be honest and clear about this. We have seen officials or government from the past and the present who deny Liberians of basic information. Some of the things that Liberians will want to know, while others are not being suppressed or coerced to provide information to the citizenry of the country in Liberia. Your name should be dragged into the mud before these information are given out to the public. And you see accusation, counter accusation, people coming to make clarity, people coming to defend, people coming to, you know, and all of these things. Mr. Twer, you explain, former Mr. Twer explaining all of these things to the Liberian people. The current government too, making her own clarity. So we've been looking at this matter, and the government of Liberia, through multiple sources at the Ministry of Finance, further investigation, they have said the COVID-19 funds that were redirected, it was under the previous government. They are only doing continuity. There is no modification to say they added anything extra, because this was something that they met and they did not intend to send. It was the balance of the funds The previous government initially, according to reports, the previous government intent was to make sure that the balance of the COVID-19 funds being redirected for school feeding, to empower local farmers that can provide food for the kids. There are some public schools through the usage projects and other local projects from the government that could help to retain students in schools. Where you go to school, you have the chance to have a meal to eat. You don't have to worry when you leave to go back home. That you get home and you might not have anything to eat, and such a worry will keep most of the students out of school, so they will be fending for themselves. But once you know that you eat maybe 1 or 2 times a day, you eating rice, beans, or you eating gari, or you eating cassava, plenty, eru, and whatever. So what being gathered now from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, that the recently transfer of US $937,000 for the United Nations World Food Program to the government of Liberia consolidated account, according to what we have gathered and other sources at the Ministry of Finance, was not a policy initiated by the current administration on President Joseph Walker, but rather a continuation of a decision made under the previous George Weah-led government. That's the information out from the Ministry of Finance. And that amount of money, that was the unspent or the balance of the COVID-19 fund that stay in controversy, because folks are saying, I did not even see even the empty bag of the rice nor the oil or beans. And that was initiated in 2020 when we were hit. The issue of COVID-19 globally, we began a serious epidemic. And so all of these things are unfolding in Liberia. The amount that was unspent from the COVID-19 Emergency Food Assistance Program, we are told was formally remitted to the Central Bank of Liberia on July 3, 2025. According to information from the Ministry of Finance. And some officials have said that the funds are being redirected to support homegrown school feeding program. Homegrown school feeding program. And Liberians are asking, what are those schools? Can we have the list of those schools? We will talk about that. So there have been a whole lot of controversy around this identical process. The involvement of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, currently the Minister of Finance, Augustine Pehigafwan, and they have said the reallocation was never initiated or redefined by the minister currently. Instead, the decisions came from the previous government under former President George Weah and then Finance Minister Samuel Toure for a 2022 policy recommendation by the National COVID-19 Food Assistance Steering Committee. You have a lot of stakeholders at the time that were established during the heat of the pandemic, and it was chaired by the time, by then Minister of Commerce, was Professor Winston Tappet. The fingers were also being pointed to that the agreement was signed between the government of Liberia and that of the World Food Program. And according to some officials from the Ministry of Finance, the direct quotation, what they said, the public should understand that this was not a new decision. Mr. Kafuan simply inherited a standing policy recommendation from the Weah administration, which were backed by various ministries, civil society actors, and development partners. We are trying to contact all of them, but we know exactly that the National Steering Committee, but then that was set up under the watch of the previous government, former President George Weah, included representatives from the Ministry of State, Finance, Agriculture, Education, the President of Liberia, among others. And they concluded in their final review that the remaining balance from the over US 25 million food assistance package should be redirected to improve nutrition for school-going children. You know, a lot of kids are malnourished and all of these things. So, saying we got balance and we were able to fight the issue of the COVID. We think that we have returned. We have lifted the restriction, the lockdown, and the country got open. Let's redirect the funds that do school feeding. Let's see how we can support the kids to remain in school. And after all of our done, it said all of the total unspent amount of the money, about US 234,000 was retained for further implementation activities by WFP, while US 937,000 has now been returned to the Liberian government. The Foreign Ministry has indicated that the amount is being used to ensure it is used solely for the school feeding programs. And they have said there's nothing political about this matter. So the current administration said they are trending on the path of the previous decision that were made by the previous government. So they are doing it carefully and they are executing what was been agreed upon by previous government. And they said the decision is a decision of continuity. They're continuing what the previous government and not a new policy. And they said there was no modification, nothing new or any manipulation of the original intent of the steering committee's recommendation. And it said this is not about politics, it's not about food. It said this is not about politics, it is about food and children. So this is where we are today. But the public, over the period of time, have demanded comprehensive report as it relates to transparency on this matter. And they are asking for transparency on the expenditure of the past government. Liberians are not even getting there, but rather people are defending themselves than giving what the people want to hear. when this matter started, and Liberians were looking to get hearing and understanding on this matter, at that time the WFE confirmed that but then they have spent approximately US 23.83 million of the emergency allocation for COVID-19 in June of 2021. So there were a lot of concern raised. So the Senate, the Liberian Senate directed the General Auditing Commission to audit the program following multiple allegations of procurement irregularities, unverified bank reconciliations, and inflated labor payments higher. To this date, no audit report has ever been made public. We have heard this person said this person said that, but the public have not gotten official audit report that was being made public that they can sit by themselves and read. When you hear one government spokesman defending previous government, will be counter-reacting, all of these things. But we try our weak way to bring some of these things to you, to your table, to get to know. It is your fundamental right to be informed. What affects you directly or indirectly, but saying the hand through on getting some of the information to the public. You are not concerned that these people should be answerable to you, but you're concerned how you get our wicked roads or the Ambassador Nathaniel for enlightening you. We provide free tutorial for you on a daily basis. These people will not tell you. They come with a pronouncement. When it comes to implementation, they shut the door. When it comes to making comprehensive report, how far, and this is a loan that we're taking from our international partner. That I grant that money you will pay back. This 25 million for the COVID-19, that money we will pay, a part of our children will pay, and their children will have to pay. And you need answer because you are the ones, or we are the ones, that this burden will rest on our shoulders. Some of you don't even think about these things. You defend these people, but you don't even know that at the end of the day, you are the very same person that are going to pay these things. But some of these things do not reach you. You do not even benefit from it. But you defend them. Sometimes I say that I wonder what sort of country and people we have. You hear, oh, World Bank gave Liberia 50 million. There's a difference between grant and loans. You only hear. You see, you will not pay by grant. You will pay by loans. And they got profits on it. They will tell you how much you will pay. So if you told 30 million, don't think that 30 million you will just pay. You will have to pay. There's an interest rate. When you hear, oh, the 25 million, 200 million, 30 million, they say they are meant to, you get in the street to go defend the man. You even know you pay, and the people go, they make the decision. They are not coming to have consultation with you. Say, oh, my people, because of certain conditions, we want to fix the road. We're going to IMF, we're going to World Bank, we're going to the African Development Bank, we're going to the other partner. We are going to take a loan of 10, 15, 20 million, and you clap. You pay directly, indirectly. Now you don't even know. You defend these people where these people, the allegations are leveled against them for mismanagement, misappropriation of funds, abuse of public office, embezzlement, all of these things. You get in the rain and the sun to go defend them. They say mop-up exercise, inflation rate, COVID-19. Let's see how best we can help our vulnerable people, our disabled community, orphanages, people who could not go to work to turn around, you know, ministry agency, even private institution, including this identical institution. Cool. We have to keep some of our workups home. That this were used during Ebola and it came to being during the COVID-19. Non-essential staff. You are important, but not as important to certain people because of certain conditions. So they ask you to work from home to reduce the issue of gathering, because it was very much easier to come in contact with that virus at the time. We had to use masks here, even while on the show. We work all through. Ambassador Vi and myself and other staff here, we work all through. We have to come to work every day because we have to provide the information and provide the education to the people. You see, I'm going to time. You sit in a taxi or whatever commercial vehicle. You pay 200 Liberian dollars, maybe from Tupolo Junction or from Elward Junction to Central Monrovia, Concord Town, whatever, $50, $200, $100. You pay. The man who drives the car, he takes it to the filling station. He pays for gasoline or probably fuel for the vehicle. You run your businesses, tax collectors, whether from the city corporation or from LRA, they come to collect taxes on the fee. You pay. The man who goes to the filling station, you pay indirectly. When you pay, when you go to Central Monrovia, you go to Habib, the money you pay indirectly, you pay your taxes indirectly or directly. The burden rests on us. But some of you do not even know. You hear that government went and took 50 million for the African Development Bank. Oh, government got a loan to fix the road from Ganta to this point, from Pinsway to that point, the Minicommon Highway, you know, all the type of things, Farm to Market Road. Yeah. You hear these things. Sometimes you go to see some of the roads, the value for money, you don't see it in it. But you don't even know that you will be the one that will pay. But when they say this man reportedly embezzled the 50 million that came, he told 2 million out of it, you said that man from your party you're going to defend. And at times, the man you're defending will not even pay a dime back. But the burden on you. You pay your children's school fees. Government will collect those taxes out of it. You pay back. Liberians don't even sit down to think. When you hear about some of these things, what? So you want to tell? A poor struggling country like Liberia will never get developed when we keep going for loans and we can pay back, especially when the economy is weak. Nobody should lie to you. Maybe I said Jesus Christ come to be president of Liberia. Until the right people with the right mind are in the right position to do the right thing, this is how and this is where we're going to be. We go for our sponsor break this morning. and be right back this wonderful day. But this is the morning.
The people are into selling Marimaga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settled down in Moserado County. The Marimaga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying them. The people are into selling Marimaga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settled down in Moserado County. The Marimaga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Marimaga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Marimaga hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settled down in Moserado County. Yeah. In Moserado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Marimaga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Marimaga hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Marimaga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Marimaga hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that a Marimaga hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you complaining with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mom my stomach hurting, my wife my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Marimaga hot tea can solve it. The sexual weakness, you can't do your homework good, you come home working, or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework good. Your woman tells you say bye leave me man. Sexual weakness in both men and women, they Marimaga hot tea, they can kill it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear, they Marimaga hot tea can solve it, it can kill it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Marimaga hot tea can solve it. It can kill it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back, Marimaga hot tea medicine can kill it. Diabetes, the sugar problem, this Marimaga hot tea can kill it. Skin disease and many more. Marimaga hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Marimaga hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
I just want to tell God, thank you for what Marimaga did. Send your key here and start treatment. What was happening to me, I tell God, thank you. It's not happening again.
And what was happening to you?
I'll get sugar, I'll get pressure in my life. I've been taking treatment for 2 good years. The sugar can't finish, the typhoid, pressure, it be giving me hard time. But say I start taking a Marimaga, I feel God, thank you. Now, when they do my pressure always normal now. The sugar, the way it used to go on, no way. I tell God, thank you. I live in red in Bonafide, opposite Tissue Factory, the hair office that they play, I'm taking my treatment. I tell God, thank you. My body all right now, my body strong.
Marimaga is a very good treatment, very good supplement. I've been taking it from the 17th, I would say the 17th of April. And from the 17th till now, I have seen a lot of changes in my health.
Okay.
A lot of changes. I always used to experience pain in my chest, my eyesight.
Okay.
I always used to see that clear, and when I start to take it, and always, what used to happen to me at times, I would just keep going in the bathroom, urinating, sometimes all night. Yeah, sometimes like in the night, that 7th time, I think. But I see a change. Instead of me going 7, I just go like only 1 time. And I sleep very sound.
Jesus.
To admit. Very sound.
Wow.
Yes, these are changes I have seen, and I was very. You yourself, you took notice of it. I was very big. I noticed I'm dropping.
Yes.
As I'm taking the supplement, I just keep seeing changes, and I feel freed. I feel free in my system. Yeah. These are some of the experiences I've had since I started taking it. It's a very, very good supplement.
I work really hard, but 3 weeks when I came out, there is small sickness the way it started. How? So when I came out, I said, "Look what you tell one." I didn't want telephone. I said, "I'm going to say, "Boy, I'm going to play with it." Oh, didn't they come about? I'm already baby. Is very, very good. A woman said she will give me money to come buy everything. But I say what been taking feeling no. Therefore, saying when you sit down for long a week back. Some of my friends tell me, but go ask the people why when you taking it, your friend they can continue taking it.
Man, take it. The more you take it, it make it be more fresh.
When I came for in the bush, I knew I was pregnant. All told me I was pregnant. And when people told me, they did my test, pregnancy. That all you told me I would give April. But to my surprise, when we married, they didn't see better. I started crying. My sister and I would go, people go, they play. Party. So Phoebe. Go Phoebe. We made a bit that you do me say developing growth. As you bring to me 2,000 and then 1 pound of blood. Started crying. They said, but they don't cry. I said, I will cry. Teenager, very happy to me. Man call on the fan. My mother, she called on the fan. She said, baby, the people that can be all air and when we go to me. They go far parking there. I locate all here, okay. But one key, I overlook the medicine first. I said, I just be drinking medicine. They say, but they don't give up. I said, no problem. But when I get money to buy the dose, then I get money, I get small money will run back. Will come buy one auto bar. I guess small money will come buy one auto bar. One day now we went back to the hospital. They put the checking, they say, but we not see anything that grow. We only need cleaning up. We need to bring your thing in for cleaning. I'm happy. So that while the medicine take for me.
How are you?
Fine.
Please tell me what the medicine actually do for you.
Right now, let me drink more, you see. Call me come on today. A call from here all the way on this Anna. Majority of the people that know me, they know why I can talk. I'm not prophet. No one is prophet for anything.
Yeah.
But I know what Sunday you go behind me, you see it be in line. The mercy is good. I don't want your risk to him or see the medicine, let the person be free to buy it. Okay, powerful. The way that you can do the first thing, your eyeball.
Okay.
Your eyeball is faster to kill your eyeball. If you can see well, your eyeball. I took my own yesterday.
Okay.
Why happy to me? Hey, my people that you try to buy the medicine.
All right.
It's good.
By the grace of God, that God I can praise.
Okay.
Then from there I praise Marie Manga.
Okay.
Marie Manga, how tea it can work.
Okay.
When you take it the right way, it can work.
Yes.
And I want to encourage people to come from here to the office here to take Marie Manga.
Yes.
Because the pain I have on my side here,
yes,
it helped it reduce.
Okay.
Marie Manga Healthy, I even went to a Lutheran church in Paris.
Okay.
I made them to understand that don't overlook Marie Manga Healthy. It can work. Please go there. And
I tell God, thank you for the Marie Manga company. I was sick, the chunk go out on my neck. I go all around, I was dying. All my people in my system were brown, deep brown. But after I met the Marie Manga people, when I took it in, I started drinking it, rubbing it on the knot that was on my neck. All the brown people that were in my system, everything turned clean. It draw the koa together. And how can it bust? Oh, I tell God, thank you. The medicine what you're seeing, so you don't overlook it. It can heal
any kind of sickness. I'm so happy today. I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga people. Your kind of sickness, diabetes, TB, you want to get menstruate, stomach hurting, back pain. Your kind when you take it in, you will be. You I tell God, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga. I tell God, thank you for Mary Maga.
Okay.
You see the name? You see? No so.
Okay.
I tell God,
when I was sick, I've been spending money from hospital to hospital, but that time she almost died. You send for my people in the king. And when I hear the news over here, I have brought her. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well. And even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, people they come here, gave me testimony.
All right.
So they never see me. And that's when we were going to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working, she was not talking. But they did testimony. People see what I want to do. Every time people when they come here for their medicine.
Okay.
So they medicine, but they're doing well. My Oma, yeah, she was not working. Our baby in your house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she pay for sex. She was not ever asking people.
When I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listen to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that make me to be alive today, got the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you are suffering from?
Our foot problem. Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. How long that was working you? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Mary Maga Hot Tea, for some more money. The Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine is sold for $350 Liberian. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Motorado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga Hot Tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga Hot Tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361 and 0776 36 9805. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine, that's more money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. And so rush now and you will live happily.
That's our sponsor there, Mary Maga Hot Tea there in Bonaz Farm, Painesville. You can go there. The folks are there. Those of you suffering from some of the sicknesses you got, like ulcer, rheumatism, stroke, low blood pressure, growth, you can function, and sexual transmitted diseases, and all of these things. They are there in Zozo, Vonjaman, Lofa County. They are there in Bangabon County, in Gantanima County, and currently in Moserado. Specifically, they are in Painesville and that of Central Monrovia. So you can go there. The folks are there. The irons are open. The supplement is there. You will certainly be one of those who will pay testimony as well as we look at some of these things in Liberia. You know, people been suffering from all of these. And this is Liberia owned. It's not imported. It was made right in Liberia. It's a herb. The supplement there, you'll see the measurement. And all of these things, you will be healed. You go there, you come back, you will tell, I'll thank you later. Back to what we were talking. So folks, this is something eye-opening. You know what, for every time you protect people, when these allegations are leveled against them, you strengthen these officials who have been entrusted with public funds, given a particular situation. And at the end of the day, the targeted groups, their needs and wants are not met. And you are not concerned to know that while you sat in this position yesterday, you were being entrusted with such amount of money with the sole purpose of giving it to people who cannot afford, but rather, or reportedly, you use it for yourself. And you will see people coming in defend to defend you. We understand that is true. You know people of character as well. They know that, yeah. But at times, people will change. So, you protect people not to account for positions they serve in. Just do it. From the inception of this country, the history of this country, Liberians been paying back, paying back, paying back. We would take loans, we would get grant for a lot of things. Oh yeah. We're going for money. We want to pay road. We want infrastructure. And when the money comes, they build one little house. They tell you, oh, this is the Ministry of State. We spent 10 million. We got a grant from IMF. We got a grant from World Bank, African Development Bank, European Union, and all of the different international partners. How many of you sit and think and say, look, with all of the resources we got in this country, what are we going to borrow 25 million? Take a pen and paper of the money. How many of you sit and think, oh, above, just imagine a country like Liberia during COVID-19 with all of the concessions, with all of what been signed over the period of time. We went to borrow 25 million to help feed our people who were vulnerable at the time, the physically challenged, and those vulnerable people. Many people will now have the chance to go to work. You take, for instance, and some of them who are physically challenged as well, into the wheelchair, using crutches and all of these things. Well, normally will be between vehicles at major intersections in other places begging for handout. So the government, wisdom felt, look, these people will not have the chance because we have restricted the movement of people and the gathering of people. So the people who were just home, that could not go to work, except for some other reason, they might be called to go and do something. They were not in a position like us. But for us, Ebola, we work all through. COVID-19, we work all through. So there are folks, so government sat and watched other countries that were helping vulnerable people or helping the entire citizenry of the countries at a time. While you're home, we have to provide food, water, and other things to you until we can see how we fight this endemic issue and everybody can return. Airports in some countries were shut down, flights were being restricted, and all of these things. So since other governments started to give the people something, we talk to buy such ideas. Hello, but we didn't do the same. But when we got money, and today we are not arguing. The person says, "Oh, the money was directed to this other cause. No, the money went to the other place. I was not aware. We did not do it. We never initiated the process. The other process came from the." That's why we kept saying from the initial, look, when you take over in any position, it's good to always do infantry and have the people informed what you met and what you did not meet. Give the people the condition of the area. And this is serious matter that is lacking in our country. You hear one man appointed a minister of this, he gets there, he will never inform the public, for the record, that when I got here, the previous administration, we had 10 vehicles, which one were in, movable condition, which one needed to be repaired, had the office, but you will remain tired when you start to look for things to refurnish the office, and you start being slow on performing, you're so detailed. When the public start to cry, then you come back to the point, this is a system that what we inherited. This identical COVID-19 funds, the fingers have been pointed at the previous government or misappropriation or embezzlement, and the current government now say it was a system that they met. That policy was initiated under the previous government and was being fully implemented, and they did not change anything. Is the matter of continuity. So since you feel and you saw the system that is workable, what are we having all of this controversy? And it falls to some of you people. You defend, and don't even know what you defend, and don't even know the burden that rests on you. The people take money and say they want to build a road from this place to the other place. They form their own companies. They do substandard roads. Eat the money. You just see the road because you don't understand. You say, look at the road. After 2-3 years, you go back. You see all of the potholes, the cracks, all on the road. And that loan, you finish taking loan, and you're supposed to pay back. So you come to think about it. Some of you, or some of us, we will die and leave the burden on our children and their children to pay back. You don't even know how you pay back. Some of us, we pay directly or indirectly, but the burden is on us. But one man takes it, a few group of people will take it, enjoy themselves while you're in the rain and the sun. You're somebody who sits on a motorcycle. Every time you get down, you pay. You sit in a commercial vehicle, you get down, you pay. You home. You have electricity. You go to buy your token. You will pay. Taxes are collected. Government will pay the people interest. You pay. But when it comes to names of people allegedly involved in the corruption, you take all of the energy, the zest you got to defend them. You make sure mockery of yourself in the public, in the name that you're defending party or you're defending individual. You are not calculating. How many presidents asked when you feel government was able to secure 150 million loan for IMF, from the World Bank, for the European Union? You hear the figure, you clap. You don't even sit to think and say, how many years we're going to pay this? What's the interest rate? How do we pay? Sometimes government will default on the payment. And sometimes the interest will increase. You see that at times government cannot get certain things done because government is owing this place, this side, that side, and you're just celebrating. But you still do not understand that the burden on you. The fees that you pay for your kids to go to school, the transportation, the medical bill, the building material you go to purchase, the rent you pay, all of these things. The people would not provide this education to you. You will only get it on cool. Trust me. The people only come to do accusation and counter accusation. And you dare to defend them. You dare to be there. When you look at the ratio in this country, the poor struggling people pay taxes even more far better than people who make huge salary in this country. Go to the homes of ministers, directors, representatives, senators. A lot of them are underrated. Power theft. But you find one young man who rides a motorbike will be able to go and purchase his meter and will buy $5, $10 token to have it into his meter. Just for their lay comfort. But the man takes advantage of his position. Say, I'm minister, I know power theft people when I come to my house. So he lays free the root of. Absolutely free the root of. But you don't know that those loans, you are the ones who are paying it. And you defend those people who should be answerable to you. They are not worried about paying that because they know exactly who will pay back. They know we will pay back. And you take yourself and say in the name that you're going to defend. You're going to stand with that person. You are not concerned and say, look, we need to get a clear understanding of this entire matter. You hear the other government say, no, accusation, counter accusation, they want on the other side, they want on the other side, and all of these things. And it divides the people. You know, there are a lot of things I want to talk about this morning. So on this note, I will go to the lines and take some of the calls. I will go to the line. I will go to the lines and take some of your calls this morning, and then we'll move on to some issue of corruption, because this morning is about some of the reports that are out when it comes to corruption in our country. So let's talk to our first caller on the line. Good morning. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to thank you for your life every day to come and reflect this sensitive issue to some of our citizens who don't know what is going on. But things that never used to happen right now is happening. That's your sign of change is coming. Or rational being who got thinking. Because if a China used to stay from the parents and say, move from here, but that child can stay to the dead part, or mother say move from here, that means something has gone wrong and they need to fix it. So those who think they are backing with the wrongdoer in this country, they and those wrongdoer will go down the drain. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome. You're live.
Good morning. A pleasant good morning, my brother Weekie Brooks.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. And I'm Blackman Sereko. Now calling you from Angel. And we thank you for what you have in your good person and cut around over the years, and you are able to furnish her with some of this information. You know, already, it will surprise you to say it's really, really serious. And you are embarrassed the government, you are embarrassed the country, especially in the UAE. Year in, year out, the UAE look at water in the tube. Can't move up, can't come down. You have financial crisis, economic crisis. I get that word due to the lack of accountability. You don't care to account. And what they do when they are all in the position they took and sitting, they found way to use some of the children, Lord, that are bring to the city, get them into the street, get them into the household. You said it the other day, when they read it, especially at the motorcyclists in the road. You see how terrible we are when we are called to serve, when we are in the capacity, we don't push ourselves. But at the end of the day, we play this game. It's wrong. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for the topic this morning. This is calling from Police Academy. Mr. Brooks, as you always say, over spend things over continuously upon you. It's not possible. So we can get results of our laws we have in this country. As I always say, our education system is one of our major problems. At rare state, for example, if this hotel about them as you would actually cost, there'll be no problem. But if there are plenty of man run practice, and then they will try to put in, what you go to put, no white say but go to jail. But this was like Ronaldo, who got a whole and bring a horror. Somebody else will want to work alleged. Once when they alleged that you still actually in that man and go to police station, no invest being go to jail. For one also that will see millions of dollars, they step and keep it low with low with criminal trade at the end of the day, went to jail, those who get everything. That's what happening now. So all the indicted guys, you see, they are drinking, but at the end of the day, you hear most of them that was guys. It is big. Check that record. How many people are going actually win? Because the guy will give you why these criminals are buying family lawyers. At the end of the day, you hear most of them. So, we continue crying until you support this military arm to take the record steps that don't continue crying. Thank you.
Thank you as well for the time. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
From real life. And I want to say thank you so much for thinking about this country the way you think. And I hope other people are learning. Why you in the country will change. Look, I listened to all the questions you did this morning. And I listened to Samuel Kuwe. You know, the cultural impunity is what I'm working in this country. And I don't know how many people want to think about this country. Right? Yeah,
as well for being part of the conversation this morning. Good morning. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Zero, Weekie, you know, Liberia will get somewhere. I can always say. And I want to tell all of us as you and elder of this country, let us keep away from those people that stole our money, legislate, that suppressing us, not to go forward. They will keep away from them. They will leave them party. Someone gave you $5 today. It's not benefit for you and your family for tomorrow. Your unborn children, they are suffering. Tell the government put the feet on the ground and make sure of these people. Let them be penalized. Other countries that did it, we can do it. And we have the strength and the power to do that. I have been told our government and President, Ambassador Joseph Iman Banga, to do that. And we will support him in that negative way, but in a grateful manner, we support him. It's not party level. I'd like to say thank you this morning for your platform.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to this caller. You're live.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Fremont. I join you from Broadway this morning. Thank you, Weekie Bros. And good morning to Mr. President in the US. You know, you just said it right. The problem in this country is very bad. When they handle one person for corruption and less corruption, you don't eat any of the rice, you don't eat any of the money. But because you say you love individual over your country, you want to go protest. Cabinet Janet has lost the case at ECOWAS with Mohamed Sherry, that Guinean national. You know that? So what because the outcome of you now, when you are protesting, you say, oh, they don't sort of tell them, oh, they don't sort of, why you can't wait for the outcome of the court? Why you can't do that? The international court, the ECOWAS court, they have, the Cabinet Janet has lost that case. Mohamed Sherry, that's sort of Kappa, Sherry was supposed to, they don't sort of carry in, they don't sort of do the one. So what kind of attitude is this? We talk about mobile assets at 25 million. Somebody talking, they say, you're in a wheelbarrow, going to money teacher. When they head on that point, he said this and that. We talk about 30 million, 29 million, COVID-19 funding to get food for you while you are indoor. They say, work from your home. When you're working from home, you can eat, you can do all that. Somebody talking and just support and election, they want to handle that, then you come in defense. Why? The thing happened to President Samuka president case. You talk about the member supposed to buy bull, he buy pro, he buy this. You are going to get that. He lost a senatorial seat and he won. So why are we doing this, brothers? We need to love Liberia first. I'm for the MPP, but I love Liberia more than MPP because Liberia was existing before the MPP party. So I think we need to stop this. Thank you ever so much.
All right, let's talk to this caller. You're live.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks. Good morning,
Go ahead.
I call for this mistake. My name is Lawson. And God sends a God's just wisdom. Weekie, I listened to you for almost from 1 hour 15 minutes. And you talk about it, the WFT. The former president, we are. The state rate declared the state of emergency on April 8, 2020. And the issue of the walking program, like you said, how was the school was distributed. Now, I work with the community as well, and we are distributing food to people. The food was shared, one bed was stolen down here to our school, which means we had a seminar to give one bed was stolen down here. So sometimes you know, be very distinct in making some analysis. Because you said, do you understand how the food was distributed? You don't know how, you know, someone were, you know, put the video and about the food.
You sure you really listen to because everything you're saying is far from what I discussed. Now you come into the public, give me a chance. You come into the public, you say you work with the team that distributed the food. So specifically, can you tell us which one of the areas you were assigned and how the distribution went about?
That's the reason why I said we started on April 8, 2020.
I'm asking which area you were assigned. So you're there all one about, right?
I was already in this on right? This was
Okay, you were assigned district number 6. How did you distribute the food?
I can provide.
All right, when you can't, you provide. You see, when y'all listen, don't listen with comprehension. That's the problem you got in this country. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, bro.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, one of the major reasons that what we do is carry labyrinth of you is so much that we don't do. Number one is the common in the water, electricity. Now, everything taking 10 kilowatts on Liberian. Your price is like, why is the way? What we're buying, Paracoin, we're getting 32 kilowatts, but now you buy Paracoin in 80 kilowatts.
My colleague raised that yesterday. He spoke about it on the heat, and it's a serious matter. We're going to talk about it, but you know.
Yeah, because that's a city, complete city. It's even for 4 people. Now you require more, you need to get your money. The second money will reach out, so okay, do it, sorry. What is sorry? What is 10 kilowatts for your mom?
All right, thank you.
And the young man is saying that they gave $1 billion US.
He said $1 billion.
$1.
Here is the mix. He said $20
to one household.
Here is the mix there, and that's why it's so painful when people listening and they don't listen with comprehension. You wouldn't saw something that they brought. Reportedly, you say you are part of the team. You have not provided any document to prove that you are actually part of the team. Nobody denying that. Reportedly, you say you are part of the team. When you failing to understand what you saw, well, what you disobedient if you are part of the team. We are looking from the top, where accusation and counter accusation. How the money enter government account? You even know nothing about it. How did they get out of government account? The purchasing power, how the contract was signed between the government of Liberia and WFP. You just sit and you take a telephone when you call. You don't market your ignorance like that on this platform. You went way down the parking order. You even know whether the money was supposed to pay you that is how money you got. You come and say, no, it's sorry, man, bro.
It's so pathetic. So does that mean that someone to us should not account? Should not give an account? Say not finance minister?
But accusation cannot accusation. The current minister and the past minister or the former administration and the current administration, they're training accusations. Then you little
you now. I'm surprised, Sagashas.
Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie. Good morning, Nathaniel.
Good morning.
This is I'm currently calling from the block complex.
You welcome.
You see, for standard 12 issue is almost like, you know, you guys do something, people try to have taken on there is like, you know, they take it to be something that it is their right. Standard 12 is
so much to put in position when I ask the question.
We all go to start saying the Saga of 50 billion, 25 billion, all the money. Standard 12 now is pushing the government that, oh, I did not do this. You got to do it. You know, try to go away. So the government looks at I think Standard 12 is going fast track so that he can be prosecuted for auditing. Standard 12 have so tough. That's why we stay a lying person around here. And we cannot do anything. So we must commend President Walker government that at least let's play everything that will come out to it now. No, we will not come back anywhere to it now. But what we see here, we will also be on because the party is gradually breaking down. Thank you.
Let's talk to other callers. You're live.
Good morning, Information Box and Historian Bar.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Come on, Westall.
Thank you so much. Information Box and the knowledge of Liberian killing us today. We learn so much. The way we educated it so much. I don't know how God created Liberians for us to understand things and speak about it. Even we read or the Quran, they tell you say listen more, speak less. But we don't do it Liberians. I tell you information from history.
No, one of the political parties full of sharing, they say that COVID-19 relief full of sharing.
You get somebody to start, not even or even sit down to tell me you start pushing you how to do it to one account on them. Liberians, the thing that people are speaking about is about our future, our gathering to enjoy the country so that people will take visa and come to Liberia. It's not about war. Or you did it to the person, now we have education. Now they're talking about the future of Liberia. The people that stand up or stood up Liberian money and the people they talk about. Thank you so much.
And you know, Lozzie should be very ashamed of himself this morning. The reason why he should be very ashamed of himself is he has failed to listen to comprehension.
Sure.
We are talking about the issue. You say you have to disobey the food. That's not the issue. Yes, these people are trading accusations against one another. That the remaining funds, the money that was never spent, the money that we took, the loan that we took to purchase the food and give to WFP for distribution, the remaining funds, the current government say is a policy that they met, that the balance of funds were being redirected for school feeding. Then you can't say you are part of who are doing it. I'm not talking about cardboard.
And besides you being a part, we're talking about holistically what was given to Liberia for a specific project. So someone told at the time was the finance minister. Don't you think he's accountable to Liberian people to come and explain? He got all the documents saying he got fights. Why you can't tell Liberian people the fights that you have?
And why do we always wait?
Yes.
Kind of time before we show the people that we got all of the fights.
You are in a position, never explain anything to us.
You're live.
Good
morning. Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, you see, those guys are just trying to complain. This money business, this 5 billion was very clear. Samuel Kwek told us that he took this money and then gave it to the money changers out there.
No, that's not the the COVID-19, the food. The money that was intended to help vulnerable people and other folks who could not go to work because of the COVID-19 when we had a lockdown.
This is what you told us. And then this, the Professor Tata was part of it.
Sure.
Of vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
they even said that the contract, they never had a contract between them and
but even President, former President, in one of his conversations we were talking, he started to laugh. He said, I even know my point, Grand Cook, and they said, why they got some?
During the other report, the president told us that he distributed this right around here, and then the rest did not even reach across that. Everyone of them are part of it, part and parcel of this.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. The people are trailing accusation. Yeah. I'm talking about the driver who sits and watch the dashboard and knows the gap game and say, we low on fuel or we low on gas, we need to stop. Then the car hanging to the door, you'll be telling the driver that,
no, let go. He said, let go.
Or you know, let's go.
The driver is saying, no gas.
No gas. They care about so many know how to embarrass themselves. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning,
sir.
sir.
Who's that? You know, there you go. The time for the case, you go there and go to defense number 12. He can be a witness.
People are running all about food. Wherever, President, we are where the former speaker live.
Was it sharing food? Lost in one of the witness to number 12.
So which one they do must say they share the rest and doing that. We don't go where be disciplined ourselves.
Our neighbor, y'all handle him from that end. Good morning.
Yeah, we
Yes, sir.
don't hear you on that, man.
No, I'm not discussing him. I'm only saying the two people, they kind of a conversation that is ongoing between the previous government and this government. You said you were just part of the poor person. We're talking about the signing, the balance funds, where it will be redirected and what these things are meeting the impact or the targeted people. Then you guys say you have to distribute red.
Yesterday, on the heat, I told Ambassador now, let him take my word to the bank. You know, during the election time, the people, some Liberian people had nothing to tell old man. The only thing they had to say he was old. I mean, an old man. But they never spoke about any corruption allegation or any mismanagement of funds in the 48, 49, 50 years in government. If you're talking about professional driver, someone who's been driving for 10 years and one who just graduated from driving school, when you look at that one and say you're professional than the one who's gone 10 years, this government will unveil every hidden secret that's been in the past.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You're live.
Good morning, we're getting night. Good morning to our panel listener.
Abby, the Monroe.
Yeah, thank you for the exclusive information. We give for the time the president made that announcement during the COVID-19 that there will be a similar package for all Liberians. The next day, the finance minister said it will be a vulnerable Liberian.
And Liberia even asked for how they were categorizing vulnerability. Who are those who are vulnerable? What category are you have to be in to receive the food to be vulnerable?
Yeah, so when he said vulnerable, the next day the comrade at the time we started King Oil and said that the most vulnerable people. Can you imagine that? We knew that it was scared. But the fact that the president said there should be for everybody, the finance minister said vulnerable, and the comrade minister too saying most vulnerable people, we knew that the money was being struck together, and they are already invested that money. People that saying today that backing this government or the former finance minister about our similar package, when you hear people say Liberia is giving God hard time on earth, something that belongs to you or individual who now able to manage it when they caution, then you go and defend the person. Then you compare Liberia with other countries to be developed. We talk about corruption, no one corruption do, corruption did not lack of development for the country, and even you the same thing.
Sure.
So when those people are being indicted, let Liberia be able to get a chance. Let them go and benefit themselves. If the man found guilty or he's not found guilty, fine. But for all of this, anything that belongs to you that somebody took, that you are not able to get, but because you want to caution the person that told you, then you dare in develop the person is bad for me, it's frustrating, and then the country, we got to learn as a citizen. Let the justice take a code. When investigation can, let's stay away. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. You're certainly welcome this morning on this edition of the Morning Ride.
I don't want to, I don't just hear the investigation. I don't know why.
And you see, that's the reason why the folks are always brave to do what they want to do.
Sure.
Because they always feel that they will be cheated.
You cry for the position, get the position. After all, be asking you to account, you say no.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Brooks, and good morning to Nat.
Good morning.
Patrick, go ahead.
Thank you for accepting my call. Weekie and Nat, I think young people in this country, we are our own problem. Because all of the evil perpetuated by our next leader, we are the one that can be affected greatly. But when it comes to these crucial national issues, to be realistic and speak about it, we tend to, show that kind of a blind loyalty. You see, you can recall one of President Willa's son. He mentioned about this issue of this similar package when he started to.
He even started and he laughed about it all.
Yeah. Then one young man will come on to, defend. So when you are part of the red distribution, how did that help somebody here?
But the signing ceremony, the agreement with WFP, how much money was left? You know about it?
How did I help somebody?
You know nothing about it. I'm discussing distribution. We talk about the balance, the unspent money that the government trading accusation on the previous government officials are now sending the red back. That's what we're discussing. Then you say you are distributing rest.
When crops are giving to them the time to leave funny and leave the coaching issues that are affecting the lives of thousands of
people. Talking about the travel, you don't know about somebody who's standing to the bus door and be telling
It's just quite unfortunate on our part that we'll be here talking about people who have broken this country.
But that's thank you. And that's the reason why these people are very deliberate in their action, in their act, while they are serving position, because they always feel, look, the money that was used for the feeding program, that loan we took, and that loan we will pay. Some of the people that you see today talking, they will not pay a dime. Your children will pay, you pay. Do you know how much money we have loaned out there from previous government to this government and the next government that will come?
I can't understand these young people.
Some of you don't get the money. There's a difference between loan, there's a difference between grant. They're just hearing, oh, government, the IMF and government got a loan of 150 million. You start celebrating, but you are not even looking at the interest rate and how many years they're going to take us to pay back. You just celebrate. Because like people, I know you used to know the facts over the period of time. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Weekie Brody, you and I, your good morning is beautiful.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, my name is William Miller, calling from Manston, Marshall Highway this morning. The reason why I know that the supporter or who they are calling is because this government is all the cases. In the other country, those who you need for into Boston, they will get on fast track investigation. Most of the people they are in shock right now. There will be no law, but the government just begin to know they just slow on everything. Yeah, these are they are the cause for every one of us to be in the number of hardship. Nobody will just get on position. What is thinking on is just get in a position and then see every morning to just get rich or quick. But they are not putting the country first. So, I mean, I'm not blaming the people that the government, because they just dragging everything. It's so in jail now their actions, everybody will be free, but they just dragging everything. So that one, we'll see how it will go.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You're live. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ambassador Brooks. And good morning to Ambassador Val.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, man, my man, I think that call this morning. Every time I call it from DC camp. Look, something one guy said, and I said, yes. And I have four people together. Somebody ate what belonging to you, bros. Then you packing the person. You standing in front of bullet for the person. Tear gas is going in your eye. What you catch? What kind of medicine you see you? Thank you so much, Jeremy, this morning. I won't pay for it.
No, but you stay pay.
Oh, gee.
You will stay pay. You're live.
Good morning, ambassadors.
Good morning, sir.
This is my friends from the GSA room. And let me just contribute. I want to say thank you, God, this morning. You were well said. And let me just add my own contribution. I think if the public will go against politicians in this country, and more especially when it comes to corruption cases in Liberia, the youth in the country will stand a better future. The youth in this country. You know, Ambassador has said it over and over on the platform. Let us put Liberia first instead of party. Once the person from a party and they have corruption case, the entire partisan of that party go against the government. Meaning it has become a witch hunt. So if the man commit a crime, let the man facing the consequences of the action. We should learn from that. So are we the youth in the Liberia, our own generation that coming out that this is how we should be doing it, and it should be that forever and ever until Jesus comes. So if we are going against people's action, so meaning the men corrupt the government, if the party is an institution, the party will be affected, and this party are being affected. This is why you have this party, no accountability. When the government comes to power, when the party go forever and ever because of this same corruption issue. So we need to go against it. We need to go coming out and speaking to some Liberian people. Why would you in one of his statements in a particular press conference that he added $4 million to NDC? So what do you want NDC have a budget to come add additional $4 million? Who are you talking to? Or maybe you feel that everybody go back for the drinking and stand behind you that they be singing and slow.
Thank you. That's Good morning.
Yeah, we give morning is in virtuous material this morning. Yeah, you know, Liberia is the only country that is blessed with corrupt government officials. I repeat, Liberia is the only country that is blessed with corrupt officials that they can deliberately take the money from the government, enrich themselves, and nothing comes from out of it. So the only thing we need to do is just, I don't really know, we just got to ask God for mercy. I don't think this thing, what really is happening in Liberia can happen to Mali, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and the rest of the country. The issue of corruption in this country is very great to the core of our existence as a human being. But we want to believe that we have some level of confidence in this government that will weed out all of the corruption officials to make
making sure that everything that they illegally took from us as a citizen to be able to replenish those that they took. The only thing we just have to be very strong in making that decision. Anybody who shall be arrested of corruption, then it will be prosecuted. One record said, we need a fast track court. We need a fast track court to make sure that other people who are caught will be able to judge. And when they are given the place them behind bar, someone told me they are not being here to go to place behind bar. When they are judged and they are prosecuted and when they are found guilty, that's the only way. Other than that, everything we have will be taken away. Thank you.
Okay, let me take the final caller on this edition for this segment, and we'll go for our Central Bank message this morning. Good morning. Okay, let's hope to get our call on the line. Let's take this final caller, and we'll go for the Central Bank message this morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Abraham calling from CDP Community. Thank you.
You're welcome, Chief.
My brother, thank you for the show this morning. And the issue in Liberia, in other countries, things that can happen that didn't happen in Liberia. Right here, our neighboring country, Africa, the law is that if you steal one head of planting, it's supposed to go to jail for 6 months. And so the day old man is sitting in a village, know that, yeah, my son stole things, so he's supposed to be in jail for 6 months. But Liberia will celebrate all the wicked people. When you know wicked, you can be celebrated in Liberia. What are the money for out there? So, you know, wicked, you can be celebrated. You may are talking about the one for the right thing to be done, they're going to go and demonstrate, to go protest. You go in protest. Yes, it's your right to protest. But it should be peaceful. But the fact that they are throwing casket and we're hearing that they will carry casket, no. You can't talk casket free. When you talk casket, so many bodies are going to be inside. So they are going to produce, they carry 7 caskets, they are going to produce 70 bodies. Now when it shows to the wall, we can say you're going to have peaceful protest, then carry casket. They're talking about going for right thing to be done. If you're going for the right thing to be done, when they will be there, you will see all the plastic will land all on the street. They are also doing the wrong thing. So thank you very much for the show.
Thank you as well this morning. So let's go for our Central Bank message this morning. When we come back, there are things we're going to look at. We'll continue with the issue of corruption. You got to know that, how dangerous it is. And it's a global problem every part of the world. So whatever you are this morning, I'd like to say welcome to this edition of the Morning Ride on this wonderful, wonderful day.
My daughter Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something.
And he said me, I'm going to plenty things. So I tell my pay the next day. I'm telling you, all the money can check go tell that my children's school fee, hospital money, rent, my own say small thing and set nothing. I can't do anything good for myself.
Amen.
Then to make matter worse, I try to put small money in lay business to go out of the country. But to find foreign currency, I can just be running around. It's too bad that things how I am stressed.
Yeah. Anything you don't know is bigger than you for true, yeah?
What you mean now, Patron?
Kuma? On March 27, 2025, the Central Bank of Liberia launched the National Financial Education Program for people like you.
The National Financial Education Program?
They finished putting it outside. That is they call launch. And that President Joseph Newman Boaka said launched the program for the whole country.
Okay. So what the program will do for a person like me now?
The program will solve your problem, my daughter.
Tell me something.
The financial education program will help people like you, Kumba, to understand how to take care of your money. Google.
Yeah?
Yes. It will show you how to set financial goals, how to budget your money, how to save part of your money after you take pay, how you can turn some of your money around in business for it to grow.
What?
Yeah. So after taking pay, you can't be broke again.
That good thing oh, Pa Johnny.
Yeah, oh, Makumba. The Central Bank of Liberia will work with plenty other government offices then like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, and other group then like the Liberia Marketing Association to make sure you're the women and girls manage your money Google.
Oh yeah, that is very good.
Yo. Now, this financial education get many steps.
Tell me about them, Pa Johnny. Tell me.
First, you have to set your financial goals.
What?
This means you must think about where you want to see yourself in the future. Maybe 1 year from now, you won't get plenty money to be able to take care of all of your problems.
Yeah.
Or you want to be big businesswoman. But you can only reach where you want to see yourself in having more money according to the way you will plan to use your money today.
How that one already work now?
That the next step I will come into. They call it budgeting, meaning planning how to use your money the right way.
Yes, that one that true.
So you budget by making a plan that show how you will use your money. Once you take your pay or you get any money, you have to sit down to put ideas together to use your money.
Yeah.
In line with the thing that you need to do for you and your family, and you will still be able to keep some.
It makes sense.
Yes, so when you make your budget, that means you have to stick to it because you plan for everything already.
That's true.
The other important thing, that's saving. Saving means to keep some money somewhere for you to use in future. Then just using all your money soon you take pay.
Okay, but this saving you're talking about, ain't that to keep the money in your safe to your house, eh?
One advice, Makumba, do not keep the money in your house or under your mattress. Yes, go to the bank house and open your saving and account. You can open 2 savings.
2 savings?
Yes. You can open 1 saving or account with any mobile phone company. Like that, you carry your money on your phone right in your own hand anywhere you going.
But why if the phone lost now?
Easy. Just go back to the mobile phone company and get your SIM card back with all your money still on it. Yes. Then you could choose to open another saving or account with a bank. Just go to any bank you like and say you want to open saving to keep your money. They will help you open an account.
Okay, but what a benefit in that one?
A bank account has many benefits. Number 1, the bank can put interest on top of your money you keeping with it.
Okay.
And because of that, you can also be able to take loan from the bank where you open your saving. Okay. With that loan money, you can make business to grow your money or do other Google things for yourself.
Okay.
And when you take loan from the bank, make sure you're able to pay it back.
Yeah.
At the same time, open your eyeball to all the things that you will agree to on the loan paper. Like when you will pay back, how much you will pay every time, and then the main one, wedding business you're taking the loan money for. And you must understand the interest you will have to pay to. Yeah, after that, you can make a plan to pay back your debt. Manage the debt, Google.
Yeah, it will not be good you tell no, then you're not able to pay it back.
It's not correct like that, sir. Yeah, that digging hole, covering hole thing not correct because you will still be in the hole.
Yeah.
What some people do is to make sure they take a loan to put the money into something that brings in more money. They call it investment. So they can be able to pay their debt and be able to save at the same time.
So Google ad here, yeah?
Yes, so then another good thing is to insure your business or your home.
Insurance for my business, my home, my...
So, God forbid, if something bad happen, the insurance company can help you get something bad because you are protected against loss.
No, Pa Johnny, I will go to the financial education program and learn about money matter, yeah? Insurance, hayaka.
Yeah, because with insurance, when your property damaged or warehouse burned with your goods inside, for example, the insurance will pay.
Oh! So a part of financial education too, eh?
Yes, it is part of the financial education tool to manage risk and protect yourself. Then you know, some business people don't treat their customers very good.
They plenty of...
Fine. So the last thing the CBL and other Google friends talk about, they say you get right as customer to complain any business house that will not treat you the right way.
Any business house?
Yes, like banks or mobile phone companies. If they not treat you the right way, you must talk it.
Okay.
That's right. And under the financial education program, you listen to me, they will teach you how to complain and how they will hear your complaint. So Kumba, that you.
Thank you plenty, Papa Johnny. I will make sure to be part of the financial education program so I can learn all the good things about money.
This message is from the government of Liberia through the Central Bank of Liberia. My daughter Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something.
And it's on me.
Liberians are to be interested into accountability. Our leaders are to account. You know, just as much as possible that these folks are accounting for their stay into the positions they were in. The ones that are in the position to have to account. On a serious note, remember, the Liberians have been asking long about this issue of the registration of Liberians into the biometric, the identification card in the country. Imagine sending an institution of fund that they are not registered more than 1 million persons in this country. Imagine that. But the president has ordered a directive, started a new committee, and have given them 90 days. So you see, people that are into a position need to account for the position they are in. Especially talk about where matters that involve the people of this country. Those that come with equity must come with clean hands. I don't know why they are fumbling or why he is fumbling. If someone the former Minister of Finance, know fully well that he did it right in there and the government is calling for accountability, why should he fumble? Why should he be running here and there? And like my colleague said, you know, when some of you are in the position now, when we call you people, you know, some of the people that can answer calls, when we call them to appear on the show, to come on the program, to tell the people about our dealings, the work they involved with, they will not do it. When they are out of the position and somebody come up with their names, then they start to go to political party headquarters at the center and start to go
like what we will see in the next couple of days from the IA.
Yeah.
Look, I'm speaking with facts this morning, and I'm prepared. Look, you know when you guys got appointed to that position, they went and created a new department called the Special Audit Department.
Yeah.
And implore their relatives and friends.
That's
people with no audit background. They got 2 set of payrolls. That man, 2 set of payrolls.
Somebody one bon fool sit and say, why am I asking my question? We know that everything we get.
He get one other man.
Go to the man, go parking.
He get one other man who got he got one other man walking out and saying to buy a food on special errand. He said he gave me the chief of office staff, special assistant. Then when the payroll prepare to go to the bank, then they make these people auditor.
Yeah.
They say auditor, special audit. They want to create a committee. So the sole intent was to go to audit the office of the president or the audit the president and start to create, you know, you take sweeper, you make sweeper auditor. Because somebody position a pay grade position, you know, based on it. While professional people who are there working are struggling on a daily basis to meet their salary. You give other people promotion, their salary then go up. You bring people from outside, you take care of them straight to position where they have no experience. Institutions are responsible to go and fight corruption.
Yeah. Anti-graft institution that should be setting an example.
Look at some of the allegations on him.
Kima is being held in this allegation. The people yet take Liberian people to be so much naive. They take Liberian people to be stupid people. So when they are opportune to get into position, they say they will do anything. and nobody will ask them question. What's that? Just in 2024.
Yes.
2024. 30,000. You think Liberian people get money to waste here?
And you see people want to come and defend
yeah.
people. They got one of the auditor, one of the director there. You know, the director, the head of the IAA and his deputy for administration and two other inco, because they plan and implement all of the things. The next man, who is the man who have always tried to work with integrity, that the man I ain't not gonna play.
No, when you too smart,
yeah,
they can live in it.
So they're the man I ain't not gonna play. So send two of them in one bed, so they upstairs, they on the same floor. They operating there, doing just their own thing. And Mr. President, we say, upon a return, IAA should be on the spotlight. So they can go do internal auditing. The GSC will now go on them to audit them. Just what, and imagine, you don't keep asking, what can we run to hide? Look at the GSC report on the judicial branch of government. Look at IAA, what is taking place at that intricate institution. Look at the GSC record on the judicial branch of government. The audit report from GSC has revealed that over US 9.5 million discrepancies between the Liberian judiciary financial records and those of the Ministry of Finance Development Planning for the year 2018 to 2023. 9.5 million. You know what that we want to spend money for cases, but people can take $9.5 million plots without record to even proof yes. And according to the JC report, the judicial old expenditure report failed to align with figures recorded in the integrated financial management system, the financial information system, where the digitals. You get fee spending, but you know that when you do it, it's already automated. When you do it, we hit. So any figure you put when I hit, that's not it. And according to the GSC report, managed by the Finance Ministry, the total mismatch amount up to $9,531,920.92.
Yeah.
That is now raising serious concern about accountability at the judicial branch of government. And somebody will tell you, you should not talk about this thing. These are people who are carrying people to court. These are people who are sentencing people for years.
Everything is here.
Then the other folks on the other side that should be doing internal audit are in bed with these people and corrupting the system as well. From 2018 to 2019, according to the audit report, that year went with the largest unexplained gap, with over 7.3 million during the tenure of former Chief Justice Francis Kobo.
Yeah.
And later, Sienna Yo, she inherited the financial mismanagement system during that time of the audit. According to the report, the discrepancies were traced primarily to the budget and accounting departments of the judiciary, with the report pointing to a risk, ghost budgeting, financial misreporting, and possible fraud. The audit also found that now places additional pressure on the judicial authority and the Ministry of Finance to explain the missing billions and implement corrective measures. When they call the day 9, they call Francis Kobo, the former Chief Justice, they will say, oh, the man, President, we are, they get a man, you know, they put in there the former president, now they're going for the man. Oh, they go for Sienna, you too, on our time. You know, yeah, see, we were telling you. You see that?
The country here.
Institution responsible to fight corruption. Institution responsible to hold integrity at the highest level are into the mud, dragging themselves. You say to RA, say internal audit agency, you take contract, you give it a web, because you know, bypassing the PVCC Act.
Mm-hmm.
You okay, you want to rent vehicle.
No,
put the bid out. Let's see who won the bid.
You the boss, you the law and gospel, so
you will tell somebody who's sweeping, you say the person is auditor.
Time to pay you.
You say somebody to go buy water for you, somebody, then you bring the person auditor. Then the people that are supposed to prosecute you, again, they started responsible to make sure that we adhere to the rule of law.
Those legal minds.
They are corrupt, reportedly among themselves. Then the people who are supposed to expose the people that people are spending money outside of the confine of the law, or they are misapplied, misappropriated, they themselves doing the same old thing.
And you know that the former Chief Justice Francis Kogbo had a law firm. And
they may not open an international law school. The men got international law school. That's in school and all.
Now, who is the Chief Justice?
They put out a law school. I'm just one of the student name.
You know, LIBERIA,
who's up there? They put law school.
And the people who are educated in this country, they just feel that LIBERIA they are stupid. Yeah, I'll use that word, man. They have LIBERIA just stupid, so they use the country, and they are the one LIBERIA depending on.
You know why these things are happening? It's just simple.
We saw persecuting people like
that. Why these things are happening? A lot of our young brothers, sisters in this country, and people who align themselves with political party have developed the concept that they are there to protect these people. They one of their own, our kinsmen, would say. So these people fearlessly can do just anything because they always know people willing to die for them. But if you see a man who sits in a particular position at a particular point in time, and after his stewardship and being questioned, and nobody stands by him, because you are not protecting legal support to the person, but you using your body to shield. You're using voice of other people who are prosecuting these people. You using voice and planning how to beat Dr. Nathaniel vow we both for speaking all these things. And this is where you will get it wrong, because the things have never been said in the history of this country. That's why we're doing. Some of the teachings, that's what we're doing. Liberians are getting to know the full interpretation of some of the laws and the function of some of the ministry and agency. You people hear the information from the people for too long, and we have decided to commit our lives to opening the eyes to these people for too long. Some of you, a care is not taken as we continue to open the people's eyes. If you are not mindful, some of the people will chase you in the script. They will want to put quote down right in the script for you and persecute you.
Sure.
This is painful. We got people dying in the hospital. We got people can't afford to have their kids in school. No security.
You are being affected by the action of these people.
The action of these people.
Protecting them.
But you don't even know how it affect you. But you just there to protect them because you say the person from your party, or the person from the same clan you coming from, the person from the same church, the person you are the person in the same mosque, you are the person you are from the same village. You used to work together.
The men never protected you.
The men you protecting, he robbed you of your future. He robbed you of what you should have benefited from. But you're not defending him, telling him thank you for what he did to you.
You know why these guys are brave in doing these things?
No, but I just said to you.
You know why? They do it willfully. When they say there are so many stupid people out there, they will come and they will defend them.
That's a bravery because they always see people there to protect them. Anti-graft institution responsible to make sure that you write checkpoints to grab people who are stealing from the poor people, who are robbing the poor people of what intended for them. then yourself get involved into the act that you've been trained and appointed to protect. You go and open doors for it to start happening. Where can we run?
Where?
If we have to go, if we have to get there, who takes us there? What sort of country is this? Why are we treating ourselves like this? Why? Then one person will tell us that his sister inherited. Change it. That's what he said. Change it. Oh, I made a whole thing like this. What sort of country is this?
You go to the
that
church.
People take millions of dollars and just look at it like a laughing thing and just take it.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars would just imagine.
Especially a country like Liberia.
Do you know how many persons work in this country here? For the last 10-15 years, I've not been able to even see $500 US. Come to think about it. Then you say, you get bank account. You protected somebody without bank account. How big you are. Imagine that. I want people to be ashamed of themselves this morning. Those of you who can act like you're intellectual. You don't have an account to any bank. Not even $5 even on your mobile money. But the man who has a US dollar account, Liberian dollar account, and houses, people renting, and businesses running, vehicles in the traffic, all of these things, he's not protecting you, but you protecting him. Look at yourself and think whether you normal or that spell on you. Just ask yourself, am I normal? You live somewhere with all iron gate that somebody can step your door anytime and enter on you, but you protecting somebody who has a fence that you can't see the house with iron gate at the same time with private security. But the man cannot even provide watchmen for you.
You put real cast a spell on this country.
Is it that we are children of a lesser God?
A spell. They put cast. They played the one air. They took that spell. It's really working. But the young people are in the business of protecting the people, like not at the detriment of their own lives. They don't care. If the house are responsible to prosecute people, they are involved in the corruption. Where will carry there? Yeah.
And how will handle these people now? How? The other kids now. How will handle the judicial branch of government?
You must know that the men who the chief justice currently were there. Yeah. They were there, the thing happening. Now he had done. Sienna Yoki and became chief justice.
But she was there. She was there. The record. She was there when the thing told me.
She heard that. Then the men who made chief justice.
He was there too. The other report cover all of them. What can make the people now? So we want to go. Can make the
what even was he talking about?
No, but it was not document.
If someone said, if someone sees what tear the documents,
they tell you
they may come tear the bottom.
Yo. Now, yeah, it said the people, the post said, yeah, they said that the discrepancies were traced primarily to the budget and accounting department of the judiciary, with report pointing to risks of ghost budgeting, financial misreporting, and possible fraud. They were reporting something different from what our actually should have been. Now, what will we get reported? So
what is this? The largest unexplained gap. Because where it will go?
Then the people who supposed to make the case to even impeach the people, the House of Representatives, they just said that
you can't carry the police.
So Father, what really did you allow my parents to born me? What really did that sin that you couldn't forgive?
We can carry the police.
No, right. Look at I'm going now. Man, what's this?
Oh Lord. So help me God.
But how did we get
then when we talk about persecuting the people there, all young people will jump up. But there's a highest. Where will we carry the people? Where will you carry the Chief Justice?
Then the people from RAA, the guy the auditor in the same judicial branch of government, they were there with the people in there again. They didn't say at the new office they start over.
Oh, but inside the basket. I told you
that. The parable say what if I say, and then someone say the low for Eddie Gary. So that the low for
Eddie Gary. Oh, my man. No one want more president. We are your day. Buga.
No, that is stress, yeah.
Yeah.
The man is.
The man just one money that we pay. Say no chi. You the ambassador from Ijebu. He say I for you. What time? I say no. I'm go practice though. Because you just want clear head. Who know what I'm taking a bongo too?
But man, it can't not taking. Bagamaja in the studio.
Let me get you.
Bring one only about doing something.
They never bring some out of the sasa. Yeah.
Maybe you just show people one day. One Sunday you go ever about the church, see, they say the Bible finish join the Holy Choir.
Yeah. The Dalai Choir and joins that. This country.
Why you go somewhere like that? The men look at gospel song, he changed the people gospel song, when you go Joey and he's like, Joey
and you remember he said something, he said, inside government there, hold on a secret. We sort of tell back to the secret, say, I don't believe it. Because you were there. You were on the National Security Council.
Yeah. This is a man who also telling us now that nothing new. They were on a job where government already paid for the quarry for now the 2029. The money I worry. The quarry that's something that already been paid for. The document he was there, he signed.
Yeah.
You just telling us now.
Even the health worker and say 8 million. What? Triple. Who put it there?
Who get the document? He said, no, you're inheriting empty covers. Then later on, some months ago, the guy said, let me tell you, you get a figure, then the controller general, former controller general, they say they give a figure.
Yeah. You know, the country live on borrowed time.
I can feel that zone.
The country, you know, almost like when you go, you credit money, so all your salary will be paying there when you tell you move on the bank. That's how we're looking. They've been eating the country money ever since. That they will paying, so they're not going to see anything. My question is, where will we carry these people? So you will carry former Chief Justice, former Chief Justice, and then you will carry them to Jemi Kukwebase, who himself were on the bench.
No.
When they money what happening?
I'm not Egwa, you or
I don't know.
You come get it from a complete because
we just call Russia can judge like oh. The police when you go to jail, they be hanging outside down in the jailhouse.
Oh, I'm gonna call Hamas.
Yeah.
But listen to the song shortly before we open the line. And this is by Wyclef Jean, like my Cody said. This is borrowed time.
Why do you think you are always in the news for these kind of allegations? Next question.
Okay, I'm saying I report for the National Radio and Television.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about the silence of the warfare program. Since in fact you said the money is directly with the warfare program, why is it they haven't broken silence over this issue?
So thank you. So we'll close the first chapter and then. Thank you. This is a very good question. That's why I'm here. Would you submit yourself to listen? I'm a patriotic, law-abiding citizen. I will submit myself to any investigation, legitimate or bogus. Let's get it clear. Any legitimate or bogus investigation, I respond because as a citizen, you have to respect the authority. If the police came for you, you can't put water in the face and slap them, even if I did nothing. I could be sleeping in my house and police say I didn't sleep in my house, there's something that they come for me, I will go to the station. That's not the question. So I'm just giving the public that there is no basis for involving someone for anything like this. So let's say
but this is borrowed time. We are on call and we force so we can rise. But these are the time that we live in borrowed time and we must get all of the things right to do. So let's go to the line this morning and talk to some of our callers on the line this morning. Good morning. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, let's talk to the caller. Your line is on my back. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Chief.
Starting with my woman, my grandmother said me that time. The good way is taking the good I look at
Really?
Yeah, I want to see them. That's everything that's in the crime. And I see them. So the point is, I don't know what we can do. It is like so we anti-crime individual the me and the calling to people corruption.
Nothing of such. They used supposed to mention anything of such around you people say. Let's talk to other callers. You're live.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Ella Ball.
You know,
Ella Ball, I'll be leaving. I'll be leaving shortly. No, for me, I don't know where to turn now. On a very serious note, I just don't know where to turn.
Actually, it's highly disgusting. Very, very disgusting and discouraging. Anyway, sometimes when we call these people names, they don't want us to give it back there. This one, nothing but criminals. Criminal is a criminal. And the son, when he's telling you that they don't know the man, you're not there for guilty. Guilty what? The fact that your name is mentioned in the Son, discrepancies, you are a criminal. So what would they be doing this? You know, institutions are supposed to be credible. They're supposed to be fighting corruption. They themselves are involved into corruption. It's just unbelievable. So something again that I even baffled about is even the judiciary. Those are the kind of people that are supposed to be, graphic people and killing them.
But no wonder why the people never afraid to get involved into corruption activity in this country because they already know, already not in bed, but who else sending me to? When we all know we're doing the same thing.
And they don't even have secret. The fact that your name is mentioned in this kind of thing, it should be a shame on you. But they don't have caution. People are unpatriotic, and all they do is to just steal. How will you, consider somebody who is driving a criminal to be punished? Why would that ever happen in this only Nigeria? So criminals, they need to be dealt with. I think it's clear, special high school, where as soon as you are caught in a trial, you are locked and made to arrested too. And that's everything that you do. Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk to other callers on the line. Good morning. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm John Steve Betty calling right about Fury. Yeah, I listen to and I see the disappointment in both of you to the extent that you have decided to leave this country. But with all of your effort, all of what you guys doing as to informing the people in any duty this government continue to feel shame. Like you say, I, President Burger said, with all of this, I sure now you find a shipments. You find a car wash and all night in circles, they are from the political party that's a ruling party and that's a political people. Paying people, giving them a job there. Miserably unqualified to serve us. That's what happening in this country. And we honest with my brother. The reason for the those cargoes are free internal corruption that people continue to support that they're wrong. Journalists use their platform and shield those corrupt people. And I tell you, go to highlight the ills within the society of God. At the end of the day, those journalists get cross. I tell them, let's come. And that's what happened.
this country not move. You use a microphone. Are you saying truth for power? If I look at that one there, it's something you want to $2, you want to try to speak it to you off there. Just try in this country. That person point out here before and so they go out there for a job based on the academic and so the competence qualification. That's what you move for. Or everywhere.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Move away from your...
Yeah, our segment is just one. It has to do with correction.
Move away from the radio.
Yeah, I know that the Christmas, the 26 letters are now at your doors. You and Nathaniel and other people. This is what we are confronted with. And just know how many years that will be Liberia. And that in 1 year.
Yeah.
Just know how many years it will be Liberia and where is Liberia. So we are confronted with celebrating revenue. And no, we are not confronted with celebrating each other. I don't know. You're celebrating your age and what you have achieved. Where is this country on the world map? Just imagine that. And you will hear people, my 26, my this, my that. And you will see letters all around in the rural ministry. You have to do that. If possible, the rural minister and director will come down on you. But man, you know what you're supposed to do. Your salute will push you ready, or you're ready to leave your job. The replacement letter is already prepared. You must do something.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't hold the line.
Okay, thank you so much. My point this morning, and I want to appreciate you guys for the constant hard work. I call upon the regional bodies, the ECOWAS and the AU, to currently look at these violations that keep going on in our country as it relates to the very important issue and the huge corruption. And it is very wise that the government respects the rights of people, Nigerians that will stand up and advocate for their rights and stand up and protest on some of the issues peacefully. Because if you look across Africa, Kenya currently, there is an ongoing intensive protest for the resign of the leadership, which is the president, because of lack of appropriation and lack of so these issues keep uprising our country, and we look at the police and showing excessive force to protest us when they are standing up against it. So we call upon the leadership to respect the rights of Nigerians that will protest peacefully against some of these actions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Fremont. I'm joining from Brockville. You know, the issue here, I don't blame the people. Seriously, the judicial system that we expect, Mr. Va, to be real, to be straight to the point. They are the ones that are allegedly involved. So where are we heading now? Where can we go? Yeah? People playing university while they are seated as a chief justice. They are doing all the kind of things there. Oh my God. I think it is not okay. Our president company is not okay for our country. People pretend to love the country. But at the end of the day, they don't love the pretending. And I don't blame the people who stood for them most of the time and protest against the right thing when they're ready to handle them, they prosecute them, to try them, to take them to the justice system, for them to be proven guilty or not guilty. People will come stay in the gap. They will put a placard. They will have a protest. Why are you doing this to your country and you're very sad? Joseph Fremont, will come and stay in the gap. I never stood in gap for politicians in this country yet. Even including the FPP, when I joined in 1997, I never. But why are people, our brothers and sisters, they're doing this today? Because they love the individual more than themselves. And I've said this to President Bwakai. President Bwakai will not leave no stone untouched. Everybody, once you are caught, let the law take a course and let it do. You could be the former chief justice, the current chief justice, whosoever. Let them tie you when you are guilty. The law comes down when you be very clear that you are guilty. You should restitute the funding, or your property should be seized, or you should be sentenced to jail for 10 to 20 years. From there, that will serve as deterrent. But I will not don't turn it back. He must not be judgatory. He should go straight.
Okay, he should not be judgatory. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Tina and Weekie.
Rose.
Good morning, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is Winston MP, and I know you from Tupo Roads. Yes, thank you for your show this morning. You know, I always feel at rest when you guys are on the show discussing the issues that is trending within this country. While it is true that this government is trying her best in fighting corruption by taking out some of those corrupt government officials, on the other hand, we want to strongly point fingers in the faces of the lawmakers. Because something accounting they call it responsibility accounting. It is wherein people are responsible for the resources given to them. People will go at the legislature, even at the Senate, and defend budget and say, yeah, this is our work plan. This is what we intend to do. At the end of the day, you see them doing different things and embezzle, they get the resources for their own personal advancement. And they look at it and prove it and give the resources to them. So they are not accounting for the resources given to them. You see? So this is why corruption will continue to ring in any government, any other responsible government. But if only there can be monitoring team as accounting for the resources given to people of those for those very entities and those ministries, that's the only way corrupt attitude will be minimized into this country. Or however, the government is trying her best for digging those people out and making sure that corrupt officials be brought to book. Thank you for allowing me this morning.
You're welcome.
Let's talk to Tommy. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
It's Tommy Deep this morning. I think what will tell you guys for what you're doing for this country. I get hope that the old man, people in the old man office are listening, even though he's not here when you guys are doing it point out. But I know there are people that can listen and tell me from this thing. It may not be the know of every other thing like unfolding in government agency. But the information you're bringing, if the IAA can be involved into that particular thing, it worries on my dear. You will also be investigating people. Then you are the one starting the thing that people should be people not to do. You're doing it. If I hear it clear and say that one janitor is an auditor, why is the possibility? Why is the possibility? The old men need to step on these people. So the kind people here qualified to work.
Even Tommy talking about the old man. What's about those people too that are called to come and work? What's that sincerity?
The guy will appoint a qualified. And you think that because government has given you some late and you want to take over and do anything you can do, it's not good for this country. We have to make this country better. And to make the country better is to stop the kind of bad attitude. Why would you tell you there's no point to survive? And other people to die. And I didn't want to die that if grandma is still on their pride, you know how many people grieving in their mind for what you guys are doing for this country? Just sit over government agency and get do anything you want to do. For what reason? God will not bless them. And thank you for bringing them out.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for your contribution this morning.
Yeah. Go to talk to our callers on the line this morning, 0775 919 919 0880. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
My name is Joe.
Joe, go ahead.
I want to contribute this morning to the fact that this high issue of corruption that keeps going on, want to invite the ECOWAS, family representatives.
No, your line is bad. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, the order of state and put back to you.
Put it slow.
Guys,
Slow.
guys, see everybody.
Slow.
And now we have started in this government. And they are not careful to
to say something. Because there are a lot of people that are way out there to learn, but then that's how some of them have found themselves. And we continue in that path. Definitely, we are not going anywhere. We are about to celebrate our birth anniversary. What are we achieved over the year? Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for being part of the conversation as well. But you know, why we would just treat our country just anyhow?
Yeah. Whoever I call an omen. What's what they put to their cup? They are called to serve. What's the essential thing then?
Yeah, thank you for the show very much. But you see, the country where we don't know what we are heading to now. Because they see people that are in the same bad government, they see people in something important. So we know who will carry the photo to go John now. That's why you just see. You see? So we don't really know. So the public just kind of put at least those people you kind of get rid of them. That's all. That's the only way to put it better. So thank you for the show.
Also, just only put him there outside down. So the other people see it, they will know that we're serious in this country.
In other countries, not. Some of the grievous allegation, you will already be in government custody.
Yeah.
While you fighting to clear your name.
Yeah, big
you will not be walking around.
Don't be around.
They talking about millions of dollars. Then you still see the men driving air conditioned car. Then you get somebody behind bar.
Yeah.
For taking $50 from somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get somebody for stealing cell phone.
Yeah, now even good cell phone set.
Yeah, somebody was stealing cell phone.
Oh, something somebody say in jail. But you now, millions of dollars, the question is on you. But you walking around.
And you get people singing behind you.
Somebody so boy there, oh bucket, they told you somebody, yeah, they beat them.
Yeah.
You see?
Beating people for old slipper.
Yeah.
You beating people for choking riding a plum tree. Yeah. You won't be then you won't live free as ruler. For what now? Good morning. Go ahead.
Just to remind people, Russia is a devastating other country. Yesterday, Russia transport minister on fire.
Yeah.
Yes, Russia transport minister on fire yesterday. He rather killing himself than to go through judgment to tell you how other countries don't do corruption. So the lawmakers and now the judicial system should add extra priority to corruption charges in Liberia. You can be charged with corruption, you pass it around, so if you lost your life, going up and up, going so much, you don't see the feedback. So they add extra priority to do charges when you are caught or anyways, and then you pay crazy until you fall to tell that. Thank you.
Yeah, go free your name. Good morning. Let me talk to somebody. Good morning.
We can joke too much in the country.
Good morning. I bring we are calling from Chichipo to this specific question by the election forum.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think if you not get nothing to tell the Liberian people, they just wait for the investigation so that they can sentence him. The only person that Samuel to the first conference is the one person that you are accusing that set up what else to. For you to tell the Liberian people all your way, then go through the investigation, you wouldn't attacking somebody who is the political commentator. So, and our judicial system of Liberia, all those that have that institution, the corruption that coming on you people is a disgrace. Now, when somebody even commit crime, when you investigate that person, Zobo can get your Zobo. So it is disgrace to the nation. We are very close to being the next. When you went to tell them that the lay issue when they carry their cases over there, the corruption, can be too much.
Okay, thank you as well. Thank you. But that's how we have to conclude on this. You see,
we're too lenient. Everybody say, why now? Why now? And you're way hunting. You're way hunting. What's that? How long will we be in the country for this to happen to us?
They sacked the man in the morning. By the afternoon hour, the man was seen lying down with pistol by himself at the park because there was some level of corruption investigation that was to start on him, the minister of transport in Russia. They sacked the man in the morning, in the afternoon. The boy, according to the investigation, the boy took his own life. So, and that thing, similar thing took place that in I think it should be Botswana or Mozambique years back. The minister of finance was so close to the president, they grew up together. And when he was being charged and was about to face prosecution, he ran to the president, his friend, and told the president, "You gotta protect me, you know where we're from." The man said, "No, I ain't want to protect you. All you gotta do, go face the charges, clear your name." So
when you there, we'll start talking.
Managed to hang himself there because he never got the protection.
Ambassador, the Pope know what they can do to them when they catch them. But without telling the boy, the criminals, the rogues that invest our money are the most protected people. Yeah. They enjoy in the country. This is how we go home today. Many thanks to all of you, T. Nicholas Barkley, South Control. I'm J. Nathaniel Beaver. Check it out.
Yeah, and I'm Sir Weekend Brooklyn Brooks. How's that?
The government has seen the 25 million report, which I share with you for the money we give them. And let's say people in the government are not satisfied. Who do you think is the first person that you